Good morning, students. I hope all of are doing well and at the same time revising. Yeah. So, students, today we start with chapter number 5 of our science, that is acid, bases, and salts. Now, acids. Can you name some acid? Or do you recollect some acids which we had done in the previous lesson? Yeah. No. Do you remember? Hydrochloric acid. In the previous lesson, we said that stomach contains hydrochloric acid. At the same time, in the previous lesson, we had mentioned about another acid also, that is amino acids. From where do we get the amino acids? We get the amino acids after the digestion of proteins. So, acids, bases, and salts. These three substances are present in the human body. At the same time, it is present in several food items, okay, which we eat. Now, let's start with acid. Now, acids. The word acid comes from the Latin word acere, which means sour. That means acids are the substances which are sour to taste. Now, let us see some food items which are sour to taste. Now, students, all of you have tasted lemon juice, orange juice. All of you are familiar with vinegar, curd, amla, that is Indian gooseberry. Now, all these food items which has been mentioned here, all of them have got something in common, that is the sourness. That means all the food items taste sour. Now, they taste sour because they are containing acids. So, one of the property of acid is that acids are sour to taste. Okay. Now, let us see the name of some acid and where is it present. Now, as stated before, we said that vinegar. Vinegar is sour to taste because it contains an acid called acetic acid. Now, next, formic acid. Students, at least once in your lifetime, an ant has stinged you or the ant has bitten you. So you feel a paining sensation. Why do you get a pain when the ant bites you or the sting of the ant remains in your body? Now that is because the ant releases an acid which is called as a formic acid. Okay. So burning sensation or the pain because of the sting of an ant or ant biting you is because of the presence of an acid called formic acid. Now, oranges and lemon have got sour taste because it contains citric acid. The curd is sour to taste because it contains lactic acid. Now, leafy vegetables like spinach contains an acid called oxalic acid. Now, amla, as I told you, Indian gooseberry contains an acid called ascorbic acid. And then last, now students, you are familiar with tamarind, grapes, and right now raw mangoes. It's the season of mangoes. All of you are enjoying it. Yeah, some of the mangoes are sour to taste. Okay, even the sweet mangoes are at times sour to taste, and definitely the raw mangoes have got a sour taste, and it is because of the acid called as a tartaric acid. So this is then some of the name of the acids. Okay, and we studied where these acids are found. Okay, now students, let us see now something called base. Now, chemically speaking, just opposite to acid is nothing but base. Base on the other side are bitter to taste. Acids are sour to taste, whereas the base on the other side, they are bitter to taste. Now, base always give you a soapy feel when you touch it with a moist hand. Okay, you get a soapy feel, slippery feeling on your hand you feel when you touch it with a moist hand. Now, let us see some of the bases which we use in our day-to-day life. Like for example, bases you have baking soda. Now baking soda, your mother uses it while preparing cakes. Okay. Then bitter gourd, as the name is suggests, bitter gourd, bitter to taste. Okay. Cucumber. Some cucumber usually shows a, too much of a bitter taste because of the presence of base. Then green vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli contains bases. Now bases, you can see here, it is bitter to taste. Okay. Now students, so you have studied that acids are substances which are sour to taste. Okay. Whereas bases are substances which are bitter to taste. Okay. Then let us see now the further part. Let us see some common bases and where is it found. Calcium hydroxide. It is a base found in lime water. All of you are familiar with the lime water. Ammonium hydroxide is found in the window cleaner. You use a solution for cleaning the surface of the glass. Now that is a window cleaner you use, and that contains a base called ammonium hydroxide. Now soap contains sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Then there is an antacid. Antacid means against the acid. Who is against the acid? That is base. I told you, chemically speaking, a base is just opposite to an acid. So we have an antacid which is called milk of magnesia. It is a medicine and it contains a base called as magnesium hydroxide. So students, we have seen some of the bases and where they are found. And now we have studied about acids and bases and have come up with a conclusion that acids are sour to taste, whereas the bases are bitter to taste. That means we have defined acid and bases depending upon its taste. But is it always possible to taste all these chemicals? Yeah. So let's look into the next slide. Now, like for example, toothpaste. Now, is toothpaste acidic or basic? It's difficult to say. Is it sour to taste, your toothpaste? No. Is it bitter to taste? No, but it is sweet to taste. Now, if it is sweet to taste, then is it an acid or a base? It is a base. Now, toothpaste is not a harmful substance. Since toothpaste is not a harmful substance, definitely you can taste it. But there can be some acid which are corrosive. Corrosive means which causes the burns. There can be bases which are corrosive. How can you taste those harmful acids and bases? The moment you touch it, you will experience burns in your hands. Then forget about tasting it. So, now if we want to find out whether a substance is acidic or basic, we use certain chemicals, and those chemicals are called as indicators. So, what are indicators? Indicators are substances used to check whether the compounds are acidic or basic. What are indicators? Indicators are substances used to check whether the compounds are acidic or basic. Now, how do the indicators tell us whether the solution is acidic or basic? Now, that is because these indicators, they change their color when added to an acid or a base. Okay, indicators, they change their color when you add it to an acid or a base. So if it is changing the color will be different for an acidic solution and the color will be different for a basic solution. So in this manner, indicators help us to find out whether the given solution is acidic or basic. Now, let us see some different types of indicators. There are some naturally occurring indicators. Now, the naturally occurring indicators include turmeric. You are familiar with turmeric? China rose petals. China rose is commonly called as hibiscus, or it is also called as a shoe flower. The petals of these flowers are naturally occurring indicators. Now, then you have litmus. Now, litmus is an indicator which is commonly used in many of the schools. Now, litmus, from where do you obtain the litmus? Litmus is obtained from lichens. Students, you remember lichens? We have studied about the symbiotic association of algae and fungi. Yes, these lichens are the source of your litmus papers. Now, other than this naturally occurring indicators, students, we have synthesized indicators. Like for example, phenolphthalein, methyl orange, and bromothymol blue. These are synthesized indicators, that is artificially prepared man-made it is indicators, out of which phenolphthalein is commonly used in schools. Now students, we will study about these indicators individually, this naturally occurring indicators specially. So, we will study about turmeric. Now students, first of all, you have to prepare turmeric papers. So how do you prepare the turmeric papers? Now take some filter papers and dip it in a turmeric solution. That means you take water, add turmeric to it, make a solution of turmeric. Now into it you are going to dip the filter paper. The filter paper will now obtain the yellow color. Allow the filter paper to dry. Cut it into small pieces, strips, and that is nothing but you're going to get the turmeric paper. You can easily do it at home, and since you are free nowadays, you can definitely try this at home. So you have prepared the turmeric papers. So student, can you see the turmeric paper here? Yes. Now in a test tube, I have acid. Now what I do is, I take an acid with the help of a pipette and drop the acid on the turmeric paper. What I see is there is no change in color. That means the turmeric paper does not change its color when we add acid on it. Turmeric paper does not change its color when we add acid on it. Now, the next one I have is, next test tube I have is base. Now I put a drop of base on the turmeric paper. The moment a drop touches the turmeric paper, can you see the color change over here, students? It is becoming red. That means when I add a base to a turmeric paper, the turmeric paper changes its color and it becomes red. Students, you can definitely do it in your house and you can enjoy it. Now you may ask me, from where am I going to get acid and where am I going to get base? Then let me tell you, for acid, just make some lemon juice and try it on the turmeric paper. And for base, may take some soap solution. Soap solution is basic in nature, so you can try it at home. Is it clear, students? Now, have you understood turmeric as a natural indicator to identify an acid and base? Now, let's go to the next indicator, and that is the China rose indicator. Now, in this China rose indicator, students, I have shown you the flower of China rose here. You can see this is hibiscus or China rose. What I do is, I am going to take hot water. Into the hot water, I am going to add the petals of hibiscus and I will keep it standing for some time. And then afterwards, I am going to take that solution and I am going to pour it into a test tube. You can see that the solution will have a very light pink color, and that solution will be called as the China rose indicator. Okay. Now students, in this test tube I have an acid and in this test tube I have a base. Now what I do is, I am going to add this China rose indicator to an acid and to a base. When I add the China rose indicator to an acid, you can see that the color of the acid changes and it becomes dark pink or it becomes magenta color. Dark pink or magenta color. Now I take this China rose solution indicator here and I add it onto a base. The color of the base becomes green in color. This also, students, in your nearby area, if you have hibiscus, definitely you can try it. As I told you, for an acid you can use lemon juice, for base you can use soap water, and you will get the result. You will see the dark pink magenta color in an acid and green color in a base. Students, let's see the next indicator. Yeah, that is, you are going to study litmus. We are going to use litmus paper. Litmus paper comes in two color. One is a blue color and the other is a red color. Right now we will study about the using the blue litmus paper. So I have here blue litmus paper. Now students, I have acid in this test tube. Now I am dipping this blue colored litmus into an acid. Blue colored litmus I am dipping into an acid. Can you see the blue colored litmus is becoming what? Red. So the blue colored litmus becomes red when dipped in an acid solution. Blue colored litmus becomes red when dipped in an acid solution. Now students, in the next test tube I have is a base. Now in this base I am putting this blue colored litmus. Now in the base, the blue litmus does not change its color. Blue litmus paper does not change its color in a base. Is it clear, students? So this was a test to identify an acid and a base using blue litmus. Now let us see with red litmus. So students, you can see the red litmus over here. Now I have acid in this test tube. I dip the red litmus in the acid. You can see that the red litmus does not change its color. It remains the same. Now this another red litmus paper I take and I dip it in a base. When I dip it in a base, you can see that the red litmus paper is becoming blue. Can you see the red litmus paper becoming blue in a base? So red litmus turns blue in a base, whereas red litmus remains as red in an acid. So these are the indicators, naturally occurring indicators which we have learned now. Example, turmeric, China rose indicator and litmus paper. Litmus papers are of two types, that is the blue litmus paper and the red litmus paper. Now students, let us study the reaction with an artificial indicator, that is a synthesized indicator, and that is nothing but phenolphthalein. So students, I have phenolphthalein here in this test tube. I add the phenolphthalein to an acid, it does not change its color. I add phenolphthalein to an acid, it does not change the color, but at the same time when I add phenolphthalein to a base, the base becomes pink in color. When I add phenolphthalein to a base, the base becomes what? Pink in color. So phenolphthalein is used as an indicator. Is it clear to you, students? So we have studied about acid. We have studied about some acids which are there in your food items. Then again we studied the acids which you find in the animal body, like that of an ant. And then we studied about acids which are present in plants, like the tartaric acid which is present in the tamarind and raw mangoes. Correct or not? Okay, ascorbic acid in the Indian gooseberry, that is amla. Then afterwards we learnt about base. Correct? We saw that the base is bitter to taste. We studied about some common bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, which is present in the soap. We studied about the ammonium hydroxide, which is present in the window cleaner. I told you what is a window cleaner. Okay, so we have studied about acid, we have studied about bases, we studied about indicators. Okay, as I told you that acids are sour to taste and bases are bitter to taste, but it is not possible to taste all the acids and bases because they can be harmful or they can be corrosive. So we use what you call it as indicators. Indicators are substances which help us to find out whether the given solution is an acid or a base, because these indicators change the color in an acid and in a base. Then we studied that indicators are of two types. One is the naturally occurring indicators and the other one is a synthesized indicator, that is man-made chemical indicators. Now in the naturally occurring indicators, we studied about turmeric, we studied about China rose indicator and about the litmus. We said that the source of litmus is nothing but lichens, and there are two types of litmus paper, the blue litmus paper and the red litmus paper. Now students, I have solved some activities which is there in your textbook. Okay, now see, let's enlarge it and see now. Now lemon juice, that means it is acidic. When I pour it on an turmeric solution, it is showing no change because it is acidic or neutral. Now students, you are learning a new word now, neutral. What is a neutral substance? A substance which is neither an acid or a base is called as a neutral. Neutral will never show any change in color when we add the indicator. Okay. Now this is called as a test solution. TEST, test solution they have written. Test solution means, it will be not labeled as lemon juice. It will be labeled as solution A, B, C, D. So you don't know whether it is an acid or whether it is a base or whether it is a neutral substance. So that's why the remark we are giving, either it can be acidic or it can be neutral. Now orange juice, it is acid, so no change in the turmeric solution. It is acidic or neutral. Vinegar, my dear students, acetic acid, no change because it is acidic or neutral. Now milk of magnesia, do you remember that? I told you it is a medicine, it is an antacid. Now, so it is nothing but a base. Now the moment I add the milk of magnesia to a turmeric solution, the turmeric solution becomes red. That means it is basic. Baking soda, the solution changes to red, so it is basic. Lime water, again the solution changes to red, it is basic. Now when I do the same test with a sugar solution and a common salt, there is no change because they are either acidic or neutral. So now let's go to the next slide which is there in your textbook. Now that was we studied about the indicator, that is using the turmeric solution. Now here we are using the China rose indicator. You know that the China rose indicator gives us beautiful color, correct? Now for an acid solution, when we put China rose, what is the color? It is dark pink, the magenta color, and for a base it is green color. Okay, so let's take shampoo, dilute solution of shampoo. The initial color is milky. Okay, shampoo, that is soapy, so it is a base. So when you add a China rose indicator, what is the color? Green color. Lemon juice, it gives a haze appearance, a translucent appearance it gives. Juice, lemon juice, that is acid, so definitely it is going to give you magenta color. Soda water, it is colorless initial color, but it will give green, telling that it is a base. Sodium hydrogen carbonate solution, that is your sodium bicarbonate, it is a colorless solution and it will turn green, telling you that it is a base. Now vinegar, initially it is colorless. When I add the China rose indicator, magenta, it tells us that it is an acid. Okay. Now last two, sugar solution and common salt solution, both of them are colorless, and final there is no change, as you know, that gives a neutral because the solutions are neutral. As I told you, neutral substances are neither acidic nor basic, and the color remains same when you add any indicator. Okay. Now let's see then another chart. Yeah. Now here you have the name of an acid and you have to study on litmus paper, turmeric and China rose. Hydrochloric acid. Acid. So hydrochloric acid, blue litmus turns red. Now on turmeric there is no change because it is acidic. China rose, it turns dark pink, that is magenta. Sulfuric acid, so blue litmus turns red. On turmeric paper it doesn't have any change, and in China rose it will become dark pink or magenta. Nitric acid, again blue litmus turns red. Effect on turmeric paper, there is no change. Effect on China rose, it turns what? Dark pink or magenta. Acetic acid, blue litmus turns red. On turmeric paper there is no change, and here on the China rose the solution becomes dark pink or magenta. Now students, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, the red litmus turns blue because it is a base. And when you put it on a turmeric paper will become red. And China rose, the solution will become green in color. Ammonium hydroxide, the red litmus will turn blue. Red litmus will turn blue. And effect on turmeric paper, it will become red in color. And China rose, it will turn green. Calcium hydroxide, red litmus turns blue. Turmeric paper, it becomes red because it is a base. China rose solution, it turns green in color. So these are the 3 charts which are there in your textbook. So I have solved it for you. Okay, that is the end of this session. I hope all of you understood about acid and bases. Thank you.